Hey, what is up, guys? It's Giltspire here, and welcome back to Champions of the Fog. I am joined here today with Gannicus, the Manicus himself. How are you doing today, Gannicus?
Yo, Gil, I am doing great, man. Oh, shoot. It's a good day to be back, and we've already seen some great action. These two teams right here are going to provide some more for us. I'm excited to see, especially, I heard we're going to have some spirit games, so I'm looking forward to that.
We are indeed. We are starting off with Modern Retro as the Spirit against Cerebral Assassin's Survivor team. And we, my friend, are going to the Sanctum of Wrath.
Ooh, man, Spirit under Sanctum of Wrath. I'm looking forward to this. I still think our Survivors. I don't know. What do you think, Giltspire? Do you like this map for Survivor or for our Spirits player?
I think it's like a relatively good map in general. It has some
Yeah.
good choke points, but like it's pretty balanced across the board. So I'm definitely interested to see what comes of this, as this is actually the first time we've seen Sanctum Wrath in COTF. It's majority of the time been banned by each team. So this will be the first time we actually see it in action.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I think at least we're going to be able to see hopefully not a lot of mistakes. That's the thing about the Sanctum of Wrath that I feel like if you make some mistakes, it can really hurt you.
Yeah, no, it really, really can. And I think that main generator is going to see a lot of action this time. So I think, if one spawns up there, it's going to be a priority for both the killers and survivors to do and to block the survivors from popping it off. But also, I mean, it's usually a 3-3 and 1 split for these generators. So it's going to be very interesting to see, say, at least to, like, does the killer play it like ARP or Suffocation Pit and just hold down one side that is the best for them? But I don't think I have to wait too long.
Here we go.
Indeed, and of course, we do see the Corrupt Invention. We see that 3-gen on the side, so really good Corrupt there. Not exactly a tight 3-gen, mind you, but enough so that I think the Spirit could definitely maneuver that area to their advantage.
Absolutely, and I mean we've seen a lot of teams this season just wait out Corrupt beautifully so, and so I wonder, Cerebral Assassins is going to be able to do that against this Spirit.
Yeah, we did see some scratch marks there, and a crow going off. Spirit did see that too, and is now starting to try and find them. They do find Steve and get a clean hit through that pallet.
Beautiful hit right off the bat. Still knowing where Steve's going to go. Oh,
Well,
man,
looks like the
so
Spirit
good.
does, and
Beautiful.
will end up getting the down.
Now, if they've done a little bit of research, usually, unless Cerebral Assassins has changed their styles, Scuba Steve is usually their DS deliverance guy.
Oh, would you look at that? Well, if that is the case, that would make sense what if Feng Min did approach the chase and try to maybe take aggro, but not able to make it happen. We do see that main gen, as I said, getting worked on first off and foremost, and the Spirit will hit it with a good old Pop Goes the Weasel.
Absolutely. That's one of the things I love about this season is the fact that you can actually plan for your killer and your survivor team and do a little bit of scouting and set you up nicely for a great weekend.
Indeed, we do hear that drop down there from what sounded to be the Nia, but Spirit not going for it. Instead, kind of keeping an eye out at the hook and trying to just maybe hold this survivor in their corrupt zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting it down in a hook in a corrupt zone still gives our Spirit a lot of bonus basically points, and now seeing what they're gonna do. Are they going for the unhook?
They're gonna go for the unhook here. They're trying to
So-
get Scuba Steve off, but they need a second survivor, and there it is. And they get the hit, but it will not result in the grab, and Spirit is gonna try and go for the Nia, I would imagine.
That was an interesting play right there because there was 3 survivors there, so there was only one person that could have been doing another gen, and you just go down like that. Now Steve might pay for this too. I don't know about that, Gil. I don't know if I would have committed 2 survivors to that hook.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a choice. I think if they still had Deliverance up, then it's not a bad move. But if they find themselves here now, if no Deliverance, 2 survivors down, it is going to be a painful scenario for sure.
Absolutely, and the fact of the matter is, I mean, I think you almost have to bait the killer in that situation and say, hey, you're not going to let me on hook. I'm going to try to get you out of here, and then bring the other survivor behind you to try to go for the on hook. But now you have a situation where those two hooks are so close to each other. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it is a difficult situation. Looks like Spirit here is going to try and wait out the potential decisive, but instead we see the Unbreakable from the Steve, and Spirit... Whoa!
Whoa, that was
I
a
would
soul
not
guard,
have...
right?
It was a Unbreakable and Soul Guard. Somehow, Spirit maybe getting a feel for that. Did
Spirit
not want to
knew.
hit them too early. I guess so. Like, I was like, why aren't they hitting the Steve? And then they must have just thought, maybe Soul Guard Unbreakable. And that is insane because if you haven't noticed as we look around, there is no active totem. So that was both in the same.
Absolutely. Spirit kind of knew about that one. Took a hit a little bit closer. Maybe thought the timer was gone. But the fact of the matter is, again, like, do you scout these teams? And our killer, maybe they scouted out Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I know when back in my Vigo's Court days, I did exactly that. I would watch out of VODs and see if there was consistency within the perks being used by the survivors. And looks like Modern Retro may have done just that and was able to call out the Steve's build there. So definitely really great work here if that was the case. And looks like Spirit's going to be going back to the shack to secure the kill.
Absolutely. Right now, our Spirit, I mean, they're having 2 gens done. But like we went back and said, committing resources to that unhook for Steve, I mean, that kind of cost him a little bit of time as well.
Yeah, no doubt, but looks like this will result in the death to the Steve as 5 seconds remain. But if these survivors are making good use of their time, I think they could at the very least get another 2 gens done. Unfortunately, it will result in this 3 gen here. We hear the first gen, and that survivor is off to the races. And I think if they played as much like a Suffocation Pit or ARP and do exactly what they're doing here, I think they can get the win.
I think so too. Really spread out. I mean, they're doing a great job right now. We haven't even seen who was the Cynic Lives over there. So they're probably working on a gen in a corner or something like that.
Yeah, it is very possible. This Nia, by the way, doing a fantastic job faking out the Spirit, and this Kate being very daring and trying to get that gen done. We even see Feng Min coming in and might be trying to get to that corner. I'd bet the gen on the side might be 99.
Yeah, yep, it was. You were 100% right on that one. Wow, what a hit. Holy smokes.
Yeah, beautiful hit there, but I think it might all be for naught as the Fangman is trying to get to the other side. Spirit just going to give up the chase and go back to this gen here, but it's now a 2-1 split for these survivors, and Spirit is in a world of hurt.
Right now they are, but if they're able to get this down, it all kind of changes. Well, I mean, they can still get that gen done, but we'll see what happens endgame.
Yeah, that is a fair point, especially based on where these exit gates might be. But there's the down on the Nia, and we will see the pickup. I imagine they are trying to heal, reset a bit, but unfortunately, as we've already seen, this Spirit does have the Pop Goes Weasel, and this gen, which is so close to being completed, will be regressed by 25%.
That one's a tough break right now for the CA team. That thing was, like you said, it's probably about 80% done.
Yeah, and Spirit trying to see if maybe that gen's being worked on, and I think they're going to go over and harass it a bit under the assumption that it is. And
now, this could pay up or not.
I mean, it has some progress, but look at that. A whole lot less than I would have expected.
Yeah, wow. I would have thought that thing would have been almost popped.
Yeah, I would tend to agree, and we see the Fangman trying to go for the unhook on that one guy D, but looks like, oh, I was going to say maybe the Spirit might walk her in for the grab, but with that hit, that will result in a 1-for-1 trade.
Absolutely, I had the same thoughts as you. Oh, wow, and D taking the hit, wow.
Beautiful BT block there, and D will get some momentum, and Feng Min going to be trying to keep the Spirit as busy as possible, while I imagine Kate will be on the gen on the opposite side.
Absolutely. At this point of your spirit, I mean, whew, you gotta be, thanking your lucky stars over there that that gen in the corner wasn't as progress as you thought it was. But now you get your Pop Goes the Weasel back, and so you gotta really go. Okay, which gen is about to be done so I can kick it and I keep playing.
Yeah, it looks like they will be going over here to the shrine, going to try and kick the gen. However, it does
Wow.
pop off, and oh no, I think I see the Kate seeing what I saw, and that there is Noed popping out of nowhere.
Absolutely. And Kate, I don't know if she saw it. Did you see the lit totem right beside her?
I think she saw, like, she was waiting for the sprint burst, and then I think she saw it as she popped up the gen, and if
Oh,
she didn't see it, she now feels it.
yeah, 100%. Just crap.
Yeah, one of those moments, and with this hook being right next to this totem, this is going to be a world of hurt, especially as we see the cleanse, but it doesn't matter as you get it, but
It's
that one
over.
guy D is now down on the ground. Unless Deliverance wasn't on Scuba Steve, this
Oh.
might be over for Cerebral Assassins.
Yeah, right now, I mean, even if you don't have deliverance, you gotta 4% the stuff and see if you can get something out of this.
Indeed, indeed, and though I appreciate the nodders, I think I don't really care for it making me all too nauseous, so we'll just hang out with Kate over here, who
It's like a bad
unfortunately
ride.
does not have the deliverance.
Poor Kate. I would have 4% it. Just do it. Why not?
Well, unfortunately, it's against the rules, so that would be
you're right,
why.
you're right. That's why I lied. Don't listen to
Don't
me,
do
okay?
that. Don't listen to
Don't listen to
Gannicus.
me. Don't, dude. I do things that are not rules.
But with that being said, that there will be the win for the Spirit, resulting in 10 points to 24. So definitely still having Cerebral Assassins within striking distance of winning this set. They just need to make sure that they get the 4K prior to 5 gens popping.
Yeah, the great thing about what the Cerebral Assassins did, even though they, not know it really came in handy, they got all the gens done. So, shoot, man, still really close game.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But with that being said, we are in for a little bit of a treat here. Not only are we seeing Sing the Wrath, but we're about to see Cerebral Assassins play the Hag.
Oh, some Hag Gaming. Okay.
Yeah,
That's gonna
I
be
am
fun.
quite surprised about this. We haven't really seen much Hag gameplay this entire time. So I'm very curious, to say the least, what the game plan is here. Are they going to, keep that 3-gen like we expect? My only question is, if they do, are we going to see Mono Retro with that flashlight survivor just going around cleansing traps left and right?
Hey, once again, if you know you're playing Hag, you're bringing that flashlight and you're doing exactly what you said. You're gonna cleanse that stuff and make Hag just an M1 killer. At least you're gonna try to, you know?
Yeah, that is the case. But with that being said, we are waiting to see who on Cerebral Assassins will be the killer. And looks like it is going to be our man, the Running Man.
Oh, nice. Running Man. Okay.
So, gonna be interesting. I don't know. I personally have never seen Running Man play the Hag. Have you?
It's been a while since I've seen Running Man play Hag. Really great Hag, though. And so we'll see what tricks Running Man has up his sleeves right now.
Yeah, definitely gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm trying to remember even what add-ons I banned on the Hag. Like, it's that far along. That's like,
That's how long it's been, yeah.
What do we even run on Hag? Like, are we going to see double range extension? Are we going to see Rusty Shackles? Which, personally, I don't really care for.
Honestly, Rusty Shackles to me is more of a meme than anything. You can easily combat Rusty Shackles, but I like to play him just for fun, just kicks and giggles, you know.
Yeah, that is fair, that is fair. Personally, I am a fan of setting up my traps in little corners to where it's going to flick the Survivor's camera into that corner and directly into my M1. But it's going to be interesting to say the least. I mean, I know they like it for comp because, you don't have as much interaction. But even that, I'm also curious, like, the build. Are we going to see, like, in my opinion, like, Corrupt Intervention, maybe Scourge Choke Pain Residence, maybe Deadlock, maybe Noed. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what our hack brings. I mean, you saw with the spirit at the end with Noah that was beautiful because they were able to get downs quick. I mean, more quicker than any other killer because of their phase, right? So they could that hook at the end, right by the Noah, kind of sealed the win, though. Like literally, you're just like, hey, I'm just gonna sit around here and see if anyone tries to cleanse Noah.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. Well, we'll have to wait and see what Running Man's game plan is here. But as someone who really does enjoy some hack gameplay, I am very, very excited. While we're waiting, though, we're waiting on some Survivor builds. The BTB's coming up quick, Gannicus. You excited?
Yes. Oh, I'm super excited, dude. I I just wonder what they're gonna do with it. Like I'm excited, a little bit of nervous, anxious, I guess you could say all those things. Um, man, I don't know, dude. I feel like this is gonna be really, really good, but I don't want to like pump myself up too much.
Yeah, like, we really have no clue in
Yes.
regards to, like, the killer's power, who the survivors. Like, if I'm thinking of the ring, I don't go, oh yeah, that one person who definitely died should be the survivor. I go, who the hell is going to be
Right.
the survivor? Like, is it going to be an original? Is it just going to be some rando from the Ring movies? Like, I have no clue. So it's going to be interesting from that perspective. I want to know, like, is it going to be like a teleporting? Like, we've seen in the teasers, a well. Like,
Right.
what does that mean? Is there going to be a well somewhere in the map that she can, like, pop out of? Or maybe the survivors need to, like, close the well, poison the well? Who the hell knows?
Yeah, I don't know. They could go all sorts of ideas with it. I mean, shoot, you could go Mimi and have the survivors watch a VHS tape. I don't know though, Giltspire. But I am super excited to see what they do and to play Ring You and like you said, the new Survivor. Like it's a good time to Tuesday, dude. That's so close. Like it's just a good time to be a Dead by Daylight fan.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. And did you enjoy your bounty of blood points when you logged in for the first time today, Gannicus?
Oh, 2 million, man. Let's go. I'm okay with that. Like,
I
you
start
know,
off my day with a good 2.5 million in my pocket. I'm like, okay, I know
yeah,
I'm gonna use
man.
this on. I'm gonna use it to get 25 rule set number twos on Pig.
You're a bad man, Gil. Sorry, don't do that.
Do you know why I'm doing that too?
Why are you doing this? Tell me.
We're going to be doing some RNG Pig. We're going to see if we can win the lottery and get 4 head pops on
Oh
all 4
no.
survivors this coming Monday.
Oh man, I'm tuning into that one. That's gonna be fun, dude.
It's going to be VHS with the rule set number 2. Just hope that one survivor's like, hey, it wouldn't hurt if you did 1 gen, right? No, it will. It very possibly will hurt.
Yes, it will hurt your feelings.
So
Oh, dude, that is awesome.
we'll have to wait and see what comes of that. I am very excited though. I feel like it's going to be a lot of me just like chatting with chat, going basically AFK in the game, going yeah No, you can't have this box. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Hey, dude. I love like things like that. Because personally, I just think they're fun. Like, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as like I love watching a Scratch Mirror Myers. I love that kind of stuff just because it's a different set of DVD. It's not your hey, I'm just gonna get a 4K. It's like I'm trying to do an objective, and let's just have fun.
Yep. No, absolutely. That's why, like, I have kind of made my Mondays now what I call Content Mondays, where just, like,
Mhm.
we're going to do a random challenge. Like, we are either going to do, like, speedrun challenges and try and get as quick as possible, or we are going to do, like last Monday was, Pentimento, which we got Pentimento, mind you,
Oh wow.
with the Legion. So we got that 5-stack, basically recreating Forever Legion, if everyone remembers those days.
Oh yes. Yo, ask in chat for Forever Legion, please.
So,
I miss those days.
yeah, I mean, Legion's gonna get a buff. Maybe he might see, might see the return of Forever Legion.
I wouldn't be upset with that. Like, here's the thing: I love Legion. One of my favorite killers. I don't care that he's vanilla or they are vanilla. Like, I still love playing Legion. But hey, if they get a buff, I would not care. I would love that. I would welcome that. And same thing with Ghostface. If once Ghostface gets a buff, I'll be happy too.
Yeah, I'm still really curious to know what Ghostface buff's going to be. Like Legion, I feel like it's very simple things they could do. Increase the amount of time he can stay in his Fatal Frenzy, decrease the fatigue, decrease the charge time, simple things like that. They could even go a step further and like give him some additional benefits in chaining. But other than
Right.
that, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with Legion and Ghostface. The only thing I can think with Ghostface literally is to make it so that he can't be taken out of his stock.
That would be great to change, honestly. To not be taken out of the stock would actually bump him up a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think that would be a huge thing. You definitely would have to balance stocking as well, but either way, should be interesting. And I'm hopeful maybe might see some sneak peeks of those changes with this PTB on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, with that being said, we are now loading on in to the Sanctum Wrath with trial number 2 of set 1, this time with Cerebral Assassins as the killer and the Hag on the Sanctum of Wrath.
Here we go. Here we
We'll have
go.
to see what the Hex Witch, what Hex she's gonna curse on these survivors.
He's gonna curse them all.
They're gonna curse them all, exactly. You know, we haven't seen a lot of totems. You know what perk we haven't seen in a long time? Devour Hope.
You're right. Devour Hope has kind of been left out. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, maybe one day Devour Hope will make its return.
But I mean, with everybody cleansing so quickly, I mean, when your Devourer gets cleansed, it just hurts your feelings.
That is true, that is true. But with that being said, looks like we're about to load on in. I'm just curious what this starting of the match is going to look like for the Hag, what side they're going to post up on, but thankfully we will not have to wait long, and we see a Hag with some range extension and some set time increase. So they set a bit
Yeah.
faster, and they can teleport a little bit further.
And this is the thing. I mean, if you're Hag, you got to create your web, right? So you got to look at and see what side you want to be on. Our Hag brought Corrupted Intervention, by the way.
Yeah,
So
I
off the
mean,
get-go.
Corrupt Intervention will slow them down. The thing is here, they're going to be setting up their traps in the area that the survivors already want to be in. So it does almost incentivize these survivors to wait out the Corrupt. But at the
Right.
same time, if they start funneling into this area prior to the Hag getting set up, it's going to result in them, losing out a lot of value, before. And we see a Crow come back over here. I think there's a survivor hiding behind that rock, and I think the Hag thinks so too.
Yeah, and like you said, most of the teams that we've watched will hide in the corrupted zone and just wait out corrupt.
But in this case, it actually would benefit the Hag for them doing so. And so far, we saw that Crow, which means there's definitely survivors out here. And there's the
Wow.
ITH from Running Man, a beautiful hit. Unfortunately, Kate's just gonna, run on back to the other side and not even have a care for the world. But I think the Hag's okay with this. I think they're just setting up their web
Absolutely.
and letting it go. We did hear a noise notification in the distance. I don't know if that was a trap or if that was a gen regression.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, though, this is the Hag not really caring as much, knowing that they're working on a gen upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, Maine
Oh,
was
word.
definitely, like I said, a priority for these survivors. And looks like Hag will contest the gen. Unfortunately, being a 110 kill, this mind game ain't going to get them much value, as we see the swing at the pallet and the miss as well.
Absolutely, being one take killer kind of hurts you right there.
And we do see a dry kick on that gen, but I don't think it's going to mean all too much, unfortunately, given the fact that it is only at 0.3% per second. So these survivors are going to be able to tap that real quick, and Hag just hoping maybe, just maybe, they might trigger the trap and get a hit.
Yep, and something went off. I don't know if that was a trap or if they were too far. Oh, yep.
Looks like it was, and they do get a hit on the Zarina. Unfortunately, though, like we said, they're just going to rush back to the other side unless you chase them into this area. You really don't have much to go off of.
Yeah, our Cerebral team doing a really good job of knowing what areas they want to be at, even though they're injured right now. This chase, yeah.
And unfortunately, it looks like the gens are going to be starting to pop off in that non-corrupted zone. However, we do see that Deadlock has now activated, and imagine has blocked off that main building.
Ooh. Oh, and a little, wow, now body block absolutely failed right there.
Yeah, an attempted body block, not able to make it happen though, and this will be the Hag's first hook.
Very valuable hook right now. Just get your mojo back. I mean, you've only given up one gen, even though you've been on a couple chases. So right now, this hook is all about, you know, asserting your dominance and let's get back into the game.
Yeah, I think there's a possibility that Running Man at this point in time might actually move their web, but unfortunately, these survivors having that same thought, they've 99'd main and now have split the gens 2-2 and the 1 in middle. This is a difficult spot for Running Man to be in. We do see the Hag trap trigger and looks like we'll be in chase with Cheryl now.
It's a little difficult spot. I was gonna say maybe Cheryl committed a little bit more behind him. That Running Man had another chance to get somebody down. It looks like someone's going for safe right now, though.
And they will... Ooh, they're not even going to try for the hit on Zarina. Never mind. They decided maybe she had a little bit too much distance.
Yeah, they went for that. I think they were just trying to see if they were going to mess up the body block again.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Zarina, though, not willing to play at that tile, will move off it, and Running Man taking another swing and a miss, but now Zarina's in a massive dead zone. Without a dead hard, she would have been caught out, but even then, Running Man still does get the down.
I don't know. Interesting play right there by Cheryl.
Yeah, trying to get that pallet stun, but just not enough distance. And looks like we will get another hook, and looks like a trap triggered off in the distance, though I think at this point Running Man's just going to post up at this hook and aim for maybe getting the 2K and not the 4.
Right, and the thing about it is now what you're trying to do is just trap main and those two right next to the hook and seeing if there's anything else you can do right there.
And we see that these survivors, even though they didn't 99 this gen, they're very well aware that Deadlock is in play and opted to just let that be the Deadlock target this entire way through. So I don't know what Running Man's game plan is here, if they're just trying to get as many hook states on as many survivors as possible or what. But looks like they're actually going to go for the tunnel out on the Zarina.
Yeah, great play. I mean, this is the second hook of Zarina.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. She is the obsession, though Custom's obsession is a little bit odd.
Yeah, it totally is.
It usually prioritizes whoever has perks like Middle of Man, Object Obsession, For the People, and so on. But in Customs, it really just doesn't care.
He just randomly chooses somebody. Yeah, I've felt that.
We do hear another trap trigger, but... I mean, though I understand wanting to protect this over here, I don't know if they really can, as we do see main pop off, Deadlock off in the distance, and they have decided to teleport over here and attempt to go for the Kate, who has some pretty good distance in this chase.
Yeah, Chaos and this is Firecracker right there.
Yeah, but no blind, and I think the Hag was expecting her to trip off that trap, but it did not happen. Kate just barely skirting by, and I think the Hag has all but lost this chase.
Yeah, Hag committed valuable time. If you saw her trap to the left corner went off, so I'm guessing someone else is on that gen right now.
Yeah, it would look that way, and though it's not 99, it definitely has some good progression, and so far we have not seen any gen regression perks from the Hag as of yet.
No, not yet. So I mean, we could be in an interesting end game right now.
Yeah, so far only 2 hooks in, and these survivors, I want to say, are taking their time. I'm wondering if maybe they might be out attempting to cleanse all the totems prior to popping off this last generator.
Absolutely. If you have this much time, I mean, that's a great strat, right? You might think in your head, okay, well, if there's not a lot of slowdowns, then hey, let's go get some gens popping and make sure we deny know it before they even get it, if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, better safe than sorry, to say the least.
Yeah, I always hate when I'm in a situation when I'm playing Survivor and I think that someone has know it and then we don't cleanse anything and the killer ends up killing everybody because of it.
Yeah, definitely never a fun situation to be in, that is for sure. But we hear the last gen pop off, No Way Out activated at the exit gate, and to no one's surprise, there isn't a Noed, because Noed got cleansed.
Yep, 100%. They did it exactly what you said, Gil. They decided to go totem hunting and they got it.
And Hag with an aggressive swing there, unfortunately not able to have it connect on the Lori. And I'm thinking here that this is going to end up in a 4-man out as Zarina harassing the Hag with that flashlight.
Yo, Zarina getting brave over here. I don't know if Zarina, I mean, this can be interesting at the end game phase right now.
Yeah, but we see that body block from the Lori. I don't think there's a way for the Hag as a 110 killer to really get around this body block, unfortunately.
No, not with the exit gates being right there either.
Ooh, but we do see that cheeky pull there going through that gap. And we see Cheryl coming in now. They're just trying to box this one Zarina in, and they are able to get ahead. I think there might be a possibility of them getting this if they play it right, and there's
Wow.
the hit.
That was great patience right there by our Hag.
Yeah, no, really great job to say the least. And that there will be the second hook on Serena. It looks like they're going to try to go for the
No way.
grab. But, ooh, a little bit overzealous, I think.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, I don't know, Gil. Would you have dropped her right there and try to bait somebody else?
I definitely think that would have been the play, no doubt about that. I am surprised that they were able to get the grab. I think the survivors had the thought that they were able to block the Hag from going for it, but just not able to happen. It looks like they will opt to go for the 3-man out.
Yeah, and I wonder if maybe in the headspace of the Hag that they thought, okay, if I bring him into the corner, they might try the same thing over again.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It is hard to say, no doubt about that, but that there will be the end of set number 1 on the Signal of Wrath with Cerebral Assassins with 21 points and Modern Retro with 41 points. And looks like now we're going to make the switch over to the Suffocation Pit.
Oh yes, the Suffocation Pit, one of our coolest maps we've seen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as we will be seeing Cerebral Assassins as the Spirit this time. So a return of the Spirit. And this is going to be for set number 2. As Modern Retro will then follow it up for, or with rather, the Plague. Miss Vami Mommy herself.
Ooh, dude, I love some Plague gameplay. Now, here's the thing though, Giltspire. If you're the Cerebral Assassins, you know, you shake this off, right?
Yes.
You shake this off and you say, hey, you know what, GG's, you guys won the first set. And now it's all about getting the second set. Don't even worry about, you can talk about the mistakes another day, you know? But right now it's a fresh, clean start. You move forward and you gotta execute your game plan and not even worry about what just happened.
Yeah, no, that is very much the mindset you kind of have to be in whenever you're in a competitive scenario. If you allow yourself to kind of be overtaken by those negative emotions, frustration, anxiety, what have you, it's gonna not only affect your gameplay, but the gameplay of your team as well, as Cerebral Assassin still does have another Survivor game after this.
Absolutely. The last thing you want to do is, and I mean, we've seen it though. We've seen teams take the energy from other sets and bring it in and then do worse. And so what you have
Yeah.
to do as a team is literally go, you know what, dude, let's shake this off. Let's get back on our horse and let's keep going and move forward. And you never know. That's actually what happened last week against Cerebral Assassins. You know, they had a good lead and then they lost by, what was it, like 4 or 5 points.
Yeah.
And so I think you take those lessons and you go, hey, that was that, and let's keep moving forward. Let's have a great spirit game and see what we can do. Because they're only down. That's at what, 20 points? I mean, come on now.
Yeah, it definitely is not a insurmountable scenario. I think here, if you're able to 4K with the Spirit and get those 24 points, even if the Survivors do get a 10, it at least brings things back within striking distance and allows your Survivors to potentially get the set and match point against the Plague.
Absolutely, and that's where, I mean, you have your spirit. You're hoping your spirit has a great game, and then you match that. You kind of thank your spirit for it by having a great survivor game, and hopefully winning this thing out and seeing what you can do about it. But there's still a lot of matches to be played, and GG's to Modern Retro. That was beautifully done, getting the 3 out. Really just annoying Hag.
Yeah, I mean, Hag is difficult. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The team is playing well around Hag, and you don't have them deep within your web, and they just make a bolt to the other side where they know there are no traps. I mean, it's so difficult for you as the Hag in that moment to do much of anything.
Yeah, absolutely. It just feels like a nightmare. I mean, also, the patience a running man had right at the end to get, the 1K out of it. Congrats to running man, because there was 2 body blocks right there, and somehow, some way, he got our survivor down and hooked. That was cool to see as well.
Oh yeah, it was a very well laid out plan. Showed some great patience there by Running Man, allowing them to get the grab and at least keep their team in it going into set number 2. And
Absolutely.
for those who are not aware, the points basically get reset going into the next set. So, I mean, it's anyone's game right now, and I still think it's anyone's game for that match point as well. I think we're still close enough to where if we see a 4K here from Running Man as the Spirit, I think maybe the Cerebral Satsons Survivor team might be able to bring it on out.
Absolutely. I think I'm with you on that. It is still very close, 20 points. I mean, you can get it. The thing that you can't do is think you're going to get all 20 points back in one game.
Indeed,
You can't do that.
indeed. But we are loaded on up, and as a reminder, we're going to be on the Suffocation Pit. So I think we're going to see some similar gameplay as we did the last on Sanctum of Wrath. We're going to see, those Jungle Gym gens, and then either a 3 or potentially even a 4 gen on either side.
Yes, and when you get the Forge in the Spirit, man, it feels good. It's such a game changer. It's on our RNG blessings.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Comp DBD RNG. If it is on your side, it does make your life a little bit easier. Hopefully in the future we might be able to see some seeding when it comes to stuff like that, where you can actually pick where gens spawn or certain tiles spawn. That would be one of my biggest requests that I think will never happen.
Yeah, I don't. I wish it did too. Yeah, I don't know if we could get that.
Hey, one can hope and wish, and, if you put it out into the ether, maybe someone listens and it happens, but, that will definitely be, one of my biggest wishes from a comp, scenario. Be able to seed the maps and be able to determine where things spawn. But, we'll have to wait and see what RNG, Cerebral Assassins, and Modern Retro get here, as we are loaded on in, and we see the Spirit spawn on the pit side, I guess. It's like minor side, what do you call this side?
Oh, your guess is as good as mine. The pit side? I think I'd call it the pit side.
Okay, it's main. There we go, it's main.
Yeah.
Try to think of something that isn't main, but, it's the mine shaft side. There we go.
Now, I feel like these survivors are going to wait out Corrupt in the corrupted zone. I don't see anybody.
Yeah, the question then is as well, if Running Man's going to just kind of hold down the fort here. We do see those 2 gens back here in this corner, and so far it's a whole lot of nothing. Spirit is going to go roam out and take a look to see what they can find. And they find a sneaky,
Wow,
sneaky
beautiful.
Lori.
Lori was just right there next to the pallet. I mean, good pallet drop, a better hit by Running Man.
Yeah, and that's a huge pre-drop there from the Lori. Running Man will gladly take that break. But my only concern here by taking this chase is that the survivors might end up on the other side. But as Rue and I were talking about earlier today, we're suspecting that something happened to hit validation. And as a mainly killer main, I ain't complaining.
Oh, you think something happened in hit validation? I'm going to look into that.
We're like it just we're finding that it's like almost a little bit more even. It's not as if you're always getting that hit validation at the pallet. Sometimes, yes, but like a lot more, we're now seeing people go down or take a hit at the pallet. And man, like I said, as a killer main, I ain't complaining.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot worse than hearing that thud sound in your headset when you get hit with that pallet.
Oh yeah, indeed, indeed. But much like I said, I was a little bit concerned about these survivors being over on the uncorrupted side, and Nancy having that gen pretty well progressed and trying to get the hit at the window, but Running Man just barely missing.
Absolutely. Now, you know there's two people over on the other side, and this Nancy and probably somebody else here as well. So, I mean, this chase, if you don't get him down or even like hit in the next 30 seconds, you kind of have to go and patrol gens.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But looks like they have lost the chase on the Nancy, and I'm wondering if maybe it might be the best thing to go back over to your Krupp side and maybe keep that side instead of this. I know you had the 4 gen, but I think there might be too much progression on these gens as we do see one of them pop on off.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this chase with Nancy has taken a little bit of time and resources.
Yeah, and Running Man trying to fake out the phase there, but just not able to make it happen. And we do see the Firecracker, but Running Man is able to get the hit through the pallet once again.
Yeah, I did not. I was iffy on him getting that hit, but that was beautiful.
Yeah, it's what they need. I mean, you hear the Nancy trying to fake out Running Man, but unfortunately getting caught on some geometry does not get the hit.
Yeah, a little bit of a geometry hit right there next to the rocks. We'll see. I mean, this Nancy has taken a lot of time. Good. She's been great.
Yeah, so far so good. Running Man making up some distance here, but at the cost of another generator. There's the dead hard and no grab. Oh, that is painful to see. I don't know what Nancy will have available to her at this point going around the hill. She's going to need another pallet or something, but we see a body block instead from the Kate to try and keep that Nancy up and extending the chase just ever so slightly enough to get them into the jungle gym. And Running Man dropping chase to secure their gens, but I don't know. I feel like this is slipping through their fingers.
Yeah, no. I mean, at this point, I maybe would have stayed with the 2 injured survivors and see what I could do there.
Yeah, I would tend to agree, but that gen is just about ready to pop off, and if that happens, it will result in a 2-2 split. And with a dry kick, like I said, ain't gonna do too much. That is 0.3% per second, and so gonna take a while for survivors not to touch it in order for it to be anything significant.
Absolutely. I mean, the strat is to protect this triangle of gens, right? But like you said, that dry kick doesn't help you a lot.
And I don't know, I think at this point, you know, this is giving time for the survivors to once again look out for totems if they're worried about NOED. That gives them time to 99 both of these last 2 generators if they really wanted to. Like, there's so much that they can do right now if Running Man is not willing to commit to one of these chases.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like they're doing a great job of not just trying to. They're doing a great job of baiting, you know, and so.
Yep. And Kate's just back here harassing the spirit constantly, knowing if I leave her alone, one of these gens is going to pop off. We do hear another gen pop off, and look at that. There's Deadlock in that back corner, which means it has more progression than the one here on the right, and that is not what you'll want to see if you are this killer.
Absolutely not. That hurts a little.
Indeed, indeed, but no progression there. Looks like they're prioritizing that hill gen as we speak, but still slow but surely regressing. And I mean, at this point, you just have to hold down as much as you can and pray for the best of results.
Yeah, and I mean, our whole Survivor team is reset again, so they can go back and try to bait the spirit into making mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing you do here, honestly, is you leave a survivor on the other side or in the middle of the jungle gym with, like, botany knowledge or desperate measures, anything to, like, you know, get things going, and then you just slowly but surely eke out pressure by
Hmm.
going in, taking a hit, running back, get healed, rinse, repeat, and just basically playing a 3 survivor game at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just like that, Laurie is going for that attempt here in the back, but I don't know, she might be a little bit too deep in, unless she
Yeah.
hasn't overcome to get over to the shack side, and there is the sprint. The question is, will Running Man try and commit for it, as we do see the pallet going down?
Oh, Lori playing that really well too.
Yeah, I want to say she may have thrown the pallet on the opposite side that I would have expected and vaulted it just for that mind game, and she will make her way to the other side, and I imagine we'll get healed up here in just a few moments.
Well, and like you said, though, the fact of the matter is that they're trying to bait spirit into chases, and they they keep going back to this gen to stop or to get progression back.
Yeah, but if you take a note, and you know, Running Man has not checked out the other gen in quite some time, so if I'm the survivors and keeping note of that, I'd be back there just cranking away.
Absolutely. Because I mean,
So,
he's afraid of this generator for I mean, it makes sense, but like you said, you take note of that and you get on that corner gen over there where Running Man was looking at and see if we can get any progression on that one.
exactly. Surprised to see here that Lori still has not been healed. Maybe these survivors have not yet set up a reset point or trying to figure out like what strategy they need to implement in order to get a successful 3 or 4 man out. As we hear Nancy back here, and I think we saw another survivor on that other gen.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it looks like Nancy will be going back. Running Man trying to wait for their power so they can go for it, but looks like they're going to opt to pressure this gen, and, Zarina is off to the races and is all but gone.
Absolutely. Serena knowing fully well what Running Man was going to do right after her phase, they said, oh crap, he's coming back for me.
Yep, and I think we see another survivor here on this gen, as it's no longer regressing. Running Man going for these dry kicks, but like I said, unless you can just sit on them for a while, ain't gonna do much. And by the time one regresses, the other one's gonna be back up in 99.
Absolutely. That's it. That's the thing that right now our servers are doing really well is just spacing out Running Man. And every time he kicks a gen, someone's there to make sure that it doesn't hurt him at all.
Exactly. And so all it is now is just a game of attrition. Do I think these survivors could be a little bit more aggressive? Yeah, probably. But I know this is the right play. Just take hits, reset, go back to the gen, harass it some more, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Eventually you're going to get the generator.
Absolutely.
And Zarina to sprint
No.
burst just gone. My man not even thinking it worth his time to commit to that chase. And will be making a quick goal sprint back to this hill gen, which, ooh,
Oh,
right in front of his face does get
Yeah.
popped off.
yeah, but once again, like that was two people working on it this time. They heard what you were saying, They said, "Oh, okay, you want more commitment? We got it right here."
Indeed, indeed. But with that being said, looks like they're going to be trying to go for the Lori, and they do get the down at the pallet. You know, the game started with the Lori getting hit at the pallet. The game might end with the Lori getting hit at the pallet.
Poor Lori again. Like, a little bit of camping that pallet in our spirit, saying, "Okay, here we go."
And looks like they might opt to go for the 3-man out here, as Spirit does get the pickup and the hook. And honestly, if I'm the Survivor team, taking the 3-man out feels pretty good right now.
Absolutely. This is one of those times when you just leave.
Indeed, indeed, and that there will be exactly what we see. We'll see a 3-hook game for the Spirit, and right now, I think this is Mono Retro's game to lose.
Yeah, 100%. This is one of those moments where if you're modern retro, you got to know exactly what you need to do to win, and that's your objective. But if you're Cerebral Assassins, you got to play your perfect game.
Indeed, indeed. And I don't think it's impossible, so we'll
No,
have to
not
wait and
yet.
see what they end up going with, or how they end up playing against the Plague. I think if the Plague plays smart, plays patiently, they'll be able to get that 1k plus another hook, and that will be the set for sure.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, though, is like you still, like you said, you still have a chance for your survivor to pull this one out, um, and that's where your head has to be at, is going, okay, we set it up, um, to have a chance, and that's what you're thinking right now, is we still have a chance. Let's execute our game plan. We've worked on this for the whole week. We've gone against Plague or played against someone who's a great Plague player or whatever. And let's just go out there and do what we did in the whole week coming up to this game.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. This is where practice will definitely shine for these survivors. But with that being said, looks like we're going to have Jukebox prepped and ready to go with the Vommy Mommy.
All right, Gil, do you know a little bit about Jukebox? Something you can tell me?
I mean, we've seen them play on a number of occasions, and they play a wide variety of killers. So definitely will be interesting to see how well they play Plague. I want to say they may have played Plague once, but I can't say with any degree of certainty.
It's exciting if someone plays a lot of killers and bringing Plague. I mean, I still feel like Plague is a great killer, and like you said, I have a soft spot for Plague because she's one of my favorite killers to play. So anytime someone says, "Hey, I'm bringing Plague," I'm like, good for you, good for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the buff to Plague went above and beyond my expectations. Initially, I was like, okay, cool. They made a few changes here and there, and then I didn't realize how significant the speed boost was going to be as you vomit on the survivors. And it is definitely not something to scoff at, because it just allows you to basically stick to the survivors like glue and just vomit down their shirts until they're broken.
Yeah, that speed buff is awesome. I mean, it makes me happy, though. I don't know. I don't know if you enjoy Plague, but I do.
I do. I do enjoy me some Plague. You know what I enjoy with some Plague? Some Blood
Mm.
Favor. Some Blood Favor Plague, because they
Yes.
never expect it.
That Blood Favor Puke combo is actually pretty legit, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it's one of those things like survivors are gonna greed pallets and just vomit on them, like, okay, I can go for another one. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, time to drop the pallet. They break and they go, oh, like I've had survivors just stop dead in their tracks at the pallet, look at the pallet, and look back at me as I'm swinging at them. It's like, yep, sorry, but no.
That's my favorite thing, is when you play Blood Favor and like the survivor's like, wait, I can't drop that. And you're like,
Yep.
you're right, you can't drop that. I'm sorry.
You know what also works pretty well with Plague now? Remember Me.
Really? Huh,
Yeah,
I'll be
because
trying that
Remember Me
out.
reads the same way that Blood Favor does, which is
Right,
when
right.
the obsession loses a health state.
You're
So
right. That's
yeah.
true.
So it is
Okay,
a
so
little bit
Remember Me,
interesting
yeah.
in that regard.
Yo, you're making me think my bills now, Giltspire.
Yeah, so I would say, take a look when you have a chance. Maybe try out some new builds. Remember Me. I know that another thing I did recently. I've been talking about the pig match I'm doing with the RNG
Yeah.
pig, but another one I did was the End Game of Pain, which basically was trying to get a 4K off of the EGC. I followed, looked out Starvas, was like, okay, you got 3. I think I can get 4.
Did you get 4?
so close. We used Blood Warden to
man.
close it out because the last survivor just got in front of us with Body Block. Okay, we're just going to get 3 here. So we'll do it again and try and get the full 4. But we got close on a number of times, and we found some good success with Bubba. You can take out the Noed because what is Bubba but just a M1 killer of Noed all the time, right?
Absolutely.
But looks like we got all the builds sent and ready to go. So I think we're about to jump on in to this match of Killer. Like I said, the Plague on the Suffocation bit. This will be trial number 2 of set number 2, which I think this will probably be the last one. I do not foresee a match draw at this point in time, though. I still think Cerebral Assassins, for all intent purpose, could get the set win.
Yeah, and that's what I think they're hoping for, is saying, hey, we can get a good killer or survivor game. We can still get a set win, which, I mean, hey, every point counts, you know?
Yeah, no doubt about that. But I do believe we are just about ready to go. And yep, we've got the go-ahead. Now just waiting on for them to ready on up.
Here we go. This is exciting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, as always, it's always interesting to see, like, okay, now that you know what the killers are going to be in advance, what strategies are you going to apply, right?
Absolutely, and we've said this before. The fact of the matter is, like, you get a whole week to, or 6 to 7 days at least to scout your next opponent and play against. Maybe you could bring a friend that's really good with the killer that your next opponent wants to play. Like, I think that gives a cool, I guess, add-on to Champions of the Fog, of being able to scout, being able to practice, and be ready for your game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things, is that you definitely, get to practice against a variety of more killers, especially as recently, because of the bugs, Nurse has been banned until further notice. And so I feel like not having to practice against Nurse again allows you to practice against so much more then.
Yes, even though, absent chat for Nurse, it's a horrible bug. Like, makes me, I want to just hug her. But you're right. You have to play against more killers, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things that we're like, okay, the initial bugs were fixed, and then we're like, okay, we'll make an announcement this Wednesday to unban her for future matches. And then someone sent me another video of like, oh, Nurse can get stuck in place indefinitely. Like, oh, never mind, we're not unbanning her. And then immediately after, they kill switched her. I'm like, okay, good thing we didn't do that.
Yeah, they kill switched the killer. Holy smokes. Oh,
Yeah.
Feels bad.
I mean, I'm just glad that they have that. They brought that in for a reason, and they've showed now that they can kill switch it in a moment and go, you know what? We need to fix this. This is something that, can't stay in the game for all too long, like boil over post buff, where they're like, okay, we can wait till next Tuesday. They're like, oh, no, this needs to be stopped now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad they have that too.
Indeed, but we see the Plague spawn at the main building with Corrupt Intervention, and looking like an apple and the pendant. If I'm not mistaken, that pendant there does allow them to have infection on those objects for that much longer.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's a great add-on for Plague, especially with Corrupt, because you're able to zone out your uncorrupted zone, and make sure that if someone touches it, you can sure know about it with that extension.
Yeah, indeed. I know I ran a Plague build the other day that was just infection. Just like, all right, I vomit on this, it's going to be infected for the next, like, minute and 30 seconds. But Plague trying to get the vomit there on the Steve, but I forget if it's this one or the brown one that stops you from being able to vomit on survivors. But either way, that vomit does not connect. And trying to force the Steve into the vault, but Steve not willing to get infected via the window.
No, that was a great vault puke, because Steve did not want to go there, and so it made the window just obsolete.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to vomit and run for all intent and purpose. Go back to this 3/4 gen. And this is going to allow these survivors to make a choice. Are they going to cleanse or not to cleanse? For that is the question against the Plague.
Absolutely. And sometimes, I mean, when you play Plague and they don't cleanse, it's actually your benefit.
Yeah, I mean, especially as there are some interesting perks on this Plague that I'm sure we will see here momentarily. Looks like Plague is going to go for a full vomit, though, on the Leon, and does get the broken status effect applied.
Oh, yeah, that broken status effect. And now our Leon's in trouble. Ooh, nice dead hard.
Good dead hard for distance, but they now need someone to come on in and protect them. Unfortunately, not able to get the down. And that there is another good place for the Plague to get a down here.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
that
it
was
like trailed off for a second there.
that was an interesting chase right there because I feel like the Leon kind of hesitated right before he tried to get through the pallet.
Yeah, I don't know if it got caught on geometry or what, but definitely unfortunate to say the least. And we do see the pop goes the weasel and some nodders there from the Plague. And at this point in time, everyone is broken, and these survivors are well aware now that there is a Thanatophobia.
Thano and Plague, everybody injured. They don't want to cleanse. This is a beautiful situation.
Indeed. What isn't, though, is watching the Plague spin around in a circle. A little bit nauseating, but looks like Plague is now off to break some doors. And gonna be vomiting on that pop gen to try and keep this virus off it. Not that it matters much, as everyone's currently broken anyways.
Absolutely. It looks like our survivors have decided to cleanse with Thano. I mean, really good choice. We'll see. I mean, like you said, this hook right where it's at is beautiful because you have your 3 gens right here that she can monitor.
Yeah, it allows her to kind of sit here, utilize her time well, push the Leon on the second stage, and yeah, this full 3 gen. I will note that they never did regress that gen on hill, but did take a look, and I want to say maybe one of those survivors was over there, you know, touching it up just a little bit, and if they're able to get that gen, I think it could put these survivors into a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it could get him into a pretty good spot. Now she goes back to this gen and kicks it, probably pukes on it, or no? Okay.
No, it looks like these survivors are going to opt to go for gens rather than the unhook. And I think Leon here might possibly end up dying on the hook here.
Hey, gens before friends.
I mean, especially in a scenario where you're so deep in to in this area, where I don't think even if you went for the 1-for-1, that Leon would even be able to get all too far. Though Scuba Steve coming on in, trying to get the hit, and might be waiting for another survivor to come on for some assistance.
Oh, baiting a little bit with the body block, but she sees Steve and still takes a nice job.
Yeah, that was a difficult scenario. Fangman trying desperately to take the hit, but Plague getting right on around. And it's kind of what I was talking about here. I don't know if these survivors are going to be able to get away from the Plague, and that is now 2 survivors down.
Now, here's the other thing, though. Like we saw last game, Scuba Steve did run Unbreakable and Soulheart.
That is true. That is true. Could be the same case here. We'll have to wait and see, or see if maybe they might have decided to switch it on up just to play it safe. But I'm going to sense that he is down on the ground for good. Oh! Oh!
Oh, no! Wow.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Was on the wrong, like went for it, was on the wrong side of the pallet, panic dropped, and now back down again with no hex totem out. I think that'll be the only pickup we see for now.
Yeah, I mean, that almost turned into something that they could have worked with, but that panic drop kind of did him in.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe Unbreakable as well as the pallet on the same button, and the game just going, I think we'll do both. Both sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh no.
Yeah, 2 survivors down. This Plague with her power in hand, and these survivors broken or becoming broken. I am afraid that this might be the swan song, as Plague now knows there is no Unbreakable in play.
Yeah, absolutely. That last survivor play, and you see our last survivor looks like that one guy D over there as well. We're trying to probably get Steve up. Does so. Wow, that was close to being a two down with her red puke. Holy crap.
Yeah, they did a really good job there of getting that survivor up, but now it comes down to picking up the entire team. But one becomes two and two becomes three. I think these survivors might be able to rein it back in.
Yeah, here we go. Now you got two people at three now, and you have D who's going to be on hook first time, I believe. So
And we see that these survivors trying to touch up these gens, stop them from regressing, but I don't know. I think we're basically back in that same scenario we were in earlier, with a far fewer pools for them to cleanse with.
absolutely, and at this point, you know that Leon is basically out of the game. You can't have Leon be seen by this Plague. They're on death hook. I mean, it's a rough situation for survivors. You got to somehow sneak somebody in. Right now, though, they're gonna have the red puke. I don't know about this one. Did they have deliverance? I think they did.
Ooh, and I don't know how they did not get hit there, but I'm sure they are fine with it one way or another. And that one guy D playing around this pallet, almost getting the stun, but still Plague not able to get the hit. Beautiful job here by that one guy D, but unfortunately, okay, I was going to say going down, but that life perfect, but not enough.
Not enough, but you know what they say about deliverance players, right?
They usually have decisive, but I don't think there is any.
No, no decisive strike.
And we see another survivor back here, another gen popping off. I mean, these survivors definitely not going down without a fight. And I think it's possible that they get the 3-man up. 4-man might be pushing it, though.
Yeah, and I mean, you see right now, they got somebody off the hook. They got D back off the hook, but now big time down. Wow, big time down.
Yep, a little bit of noise there from the Plague as getting that hit over the hill. And looks like they're going to opt to go for the Fang Min now, who's going to go pick up the Leon.
Absolutely. Now, you're Fang. You're just trying to extend chase right now. Oh, man, this is rough.
Yeah, I think maybe going for either a bounce landing or just tripping up and sliding off to the side, taking that stun, and will receive the down from the Plague. And Leon, did get back up. So someone either picked him. Yeah, someone would have had to pick him up, right?
Yeah, I think someone picked him up. The thing, though, is like they keep getting down right at this hook.
Yeah.
And that is the most unfortunate thing, is because that's what our Plague wants. And our Plague is doing a great job of monitoring this right here and getting people down right on these tiles. I mean, my goodness, great job. How many hooks have we seen in the same place, Gil?
Far too many for these survivors to want to, way too many that these survivors want to see. We do see the unhook from Scuba Steve, who will end up going down, and looks like Fangman will be off to the races with that sprint burst, and, looks like Plague will opt to just go for the pickup and hook.
Yep, and this is Scuba Steve's first hook, and now we're, again, same spot that it started. So I feel like 3 out of 4 survivors have been hooked over there, right?
Yeah, the hard part here versus Spirit is that with Plague's not giving you distance on the injure. With their vomit, you gain no distance. You can't run all that far. So I think that's the big factor here, is that Plague is just able to shut down that general strategy. If you go for the unhooks, you go for the gens, she's just gonna puke on your back, break you, M1 you, and then put you back on that same hook through and through.
Exactly, and with those, I mean, shoot, man, being puked on and being, oh, shoot. It's just a bad situation right now for our survivors. We'll see what they do about it, though.
And we do see the Fang Min Poofy go down once again, trying to work around that hill. But at this point, almost everyone is on death hook. I think this might be the last survivor. No, she is dead.
Yeah, dead.
Yeah, so
And
the
you're
most they can
right.
get out at this point is the 3-man. We see that scatter on this gen, but as Plague has shown us time and time again, there is that pop goes the weasel, and that will regress it by an additional 20 seconds.
Absolutely. And right now, I mean, if you're Plague, you are just monitoring this 3 gen. You don't care about anything else because, I mean, even chases, I mean, you kind of, yeah, just keep coming back and forth because you have your red pube. There's not a lot they can do.
And trying to go for a cheeky shot there over the water tower. Not able to get the hit on the Scuba Steve, who wasn't broken, but now is.
That would have been a sweet shot.
Yeah, I mean they've gotten some pretty good hits here. I'm not gonna lie, but looks like they're gonna drop the chase instead. Try and go back for this gen where you do see some scratch marks, in fact, and these fires trying to slowly but surely eke out these remaining gens.
Absolutely. They're trying. I mean, the thing about it though, with their one shot, ooh, oh wow, I thought that was gonna hit kill.
I thought so too,
Wow,
but
they
we
get it
see
though.
the last gen pop off, but at the same time, that one guy D going down, and these execates pretty good for the survivors being on the other side. Unfortunately, with
Yeah.
Nia going down, Plague has no reason to stick on this side, and will go for the Leon.
It goes for the Leon at this point. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, do you try to get the 4K out of this?
I mean, doesn't matter either ways, but those crows tell all, and we do find the Scuba Steve, and looks like Jukebox will go for their power and attempt to get the down with it at the shack.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. And Scuba Steve going back. I wonder if that gave him enough time to do something.
I think not, and Scuba Steve at this point just dancing with the Plague, and looks like there is the down, and that will be the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even through all of that, the fact that they got to the end game was really impressive by Cerebral Assassins.
Indeed, and looks like Leon here crawling about, maybe trying to make their way over to the shack for the hatch. The question is, are they able to get there in time before the Plague is able to... Hello. You know, spectator doing spectator things, that's all. I was gonna say, before the Plague finds them, but apparently the Plague found them.
That's gonna be Plague's new add-on. Teleportation.
The Plague has become the nurse. The nurse has given up the mantle, and now the Plague is the nurse.
I mean, still a great game by our Plague. I mean, we talked about it though. That hook that she used over and over and over again next to the 3-gen. Man, that was a rough spot to be on for Cerebral Assassins.
Indeed. But with that being said, that there will be the end of the match with Mono Retro with 84 points and Cerebral Assassins with 37. So congratulations, Mono Retro, and GG well played to Cerebral Assassins.
Yeah, Mono Retro really brought it today. Great game, Plague, great spirit game. The Cerebral games were on point. Really great win by them today.
Indeed. But with that being said, that there will be the end of this match. We actually have another one coming up in just another 32 minutes. I do believe we are going to be seeing Divine, or actually no, who are we seeing? Trying to think, who are we seeing today? Let's take a look. And last but not least today, we are going to be seeing Golden Wolves versus Remedy.
That's going to be a good one. It's been a great set of matches this week, and to end it with Golden Wolves versus Remedy is going to be a lot of fun.
Especially because I know I've been talking about Pig. We're going to be getting some Pig mirror match and then an Executioner mirror match.
Oh man, that's Pig and Executioner. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That should be. So definitely looking forward to that. But that being said, Gannicus, if everyone go say hi next time you go live, where would they find you?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Gannicus0_0, Monday through Friday, starting at 10 o'clock Eastern PM.
Awesome. And as always, guys, I am Mark, aka Giltspire. Not only am I a commissioner of Champions of Fog, but I'm also an educational Dead by Daylight player here to teach Ghosts how to play Killer and survivors how to play against Killer. Definitely make sure to stop on by and say hi, as I'll be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. CST. But on that note, we'll catch you all in just a little bit. Bye-bye!